Hey, how are you guys doing? This is I Am Christian here, aka Sleep Money Profit, and today we're going to be talking about exactly how you can count Bitcoin pips. Now, if you're new to this channel or you've never seen any of my videos before, please subscribe and hit the bell notification because I promise you don't want to miss any content that I put out. I put out content about trading, investments, different things like business opportunities, how you can actually improve your mindset. I post a lot of different things, or just elevation of health, wealth, and finances, and spirituality as well. So if you're in tune to those things, you want to hear more about those things, please subscribe and hit the bell notification. If this video helps you get the information you need, please also like the video. Like I said, we're going to be talking about exactly how you can count Bitcoin pips in the market. We're going to be using TradingView. If you don't know what TradingView is a platform where you can analyze pretty much any chart that you can trade or invest into to actually make money. So without further ado, I'm going to show you exactly how lucrative Bitcoin is and the pips from Bitcoin that you can actually capture. And also, you definitely want to stay to the end of this video because I'm going to go over four tips of how you can actually improve your trading, and 4 tips that every trader needs to know. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight to the chart. All right, so as you can see, we're looking at Bitcoin USD right now. This pair moves very fast. The reason why I'm going to show you exactly how pips work today is because Bitcoin pips is very lucrative, because you can get a lot more pips in a quicker time. I'm going to show you exactly how this works, and make sure that you stay to the end because the 4 tips that I'm going to give at the end play exactly with this. Because without these 4 tips, it's going to be a lot more difficult to actually grasp. If you want to understand more about trading, finances, or education on exactly how you can improve your mindset, spirituality, or even your health and your finances, go ahead and join my free Telegram group. I'm going to go ahead and put the link down here. And if you want to be a part of my private mentorship group, you can either email me at this email right here, or you can actually go ahead and claim a free one-on-one session with me in the link in the description, and you'll be able to go ahead and get the advice that you need. I'm going to show you how simple and easy it is to actually count Bitcoin pips. Right now, we're at a price of around 16,094. I'm going to actually put a line where it is right now. Let's go ahead and find the horizontal line. See prices around 16,693. I'm also going to make another one, and we're going to put that one at 35,693. If price of Bitcoin USD, because that's the pair that we're on right now, let's say hypothetically it's at 16,695, and then the same pair moves to 35,693. Here, I'll even put it up here to make it easier. All right, if Bitcoin was at a price of 16,695 and it moved to the price of 35,693, how many pips would that be? Now, all you have to do to understand how to count Bitcoin pips and convert the price to the pip amount is each dollar on this pair. So each dollar represents 1 pip. So $1 equals 1 pip. 35,693 is where it hypothetically moved to, and 16,695 is where the entry would be. And this is all hypothetical. I'm not saying that this is actually what's going on. This is just an example. All right, so your answer should be 18,998 pips. 18,998 pips. And if we look at the chart, right now we're on the weekly time frame. If this was a real movement, even though obviously in the example we're taking a buy, in the course of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, 18,000 pips has actually been moved in this market. Around 18,000. It's 18,998. And the reason why that's so important is because that's how big this movement is. Let's do one more example. Let's say that instead of 35,693, it's actually 16,795. How many pips would that be? How much of a pip movement would that be? And by the way, if it goes up or down, it's not negative 100 pips. It's the same thing. If you don't understand that, I would highly recommend checking out my how to convert lot sizes to money video. All right, so this would equal 100 pips. If I were to put this on the chart, this is what it would look like right here. So I'm gonna move this to 1693. And as you can see, 100 pip movement is the second yellow line. And you probably can't even see it. So I'm gonna zoom in. You still can't tell the difference. And we're on the weekly time frame right now. That's how small 100 pips is. That's how small the movement that is. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. The line's still very, very small. This would be an example of a 100 pip movement on the chart of Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin pips is so lucrative, because you gotta understand each candle on this time frame represents 4 hours, because we're on the 4-hour time frame. So within hours, 100 pips are being moved. For example, if you invested $1 per pip, that would be $100. If you invested $5 per pip, it would be $500. If you invested 10 cents per pip, it would be $10. And I explain how to convert lot sizes and pips to money. Link will be in the description or right here. So you got to understand there's a lot of things going on this chart. There's a lot of money that is being made every single day from not just Bitcoin but crypto alone. We actually talk about these things in our trading groups, giving ideas, signals, and I actually have a free Telegram. I'm gonna give it to you at the end of the video, because you still need the 4 tips before you really do anything. Let's say that the chart moves from 58,000 to 32,000 within the span of a few weeks. That's a 20,000 pip move. If you don't have the proper knowledge, it could go really bad for you just in a little bit of time. So that's why I included these tips. But if you look at this chart right now, this bear Bitcoin chart, as you can see, it moves up and down all the time. And if we look at those yellow lines, which you probably haven't noticed, it's actually just this small. This is a 100 pip movement. And this is happening all day, because I'm actually about to give you 4 tips that you can use all day. That's why Bitcoin pips is so lucrative. And if you enjoyed this, make sure you hit the like button. Now, I said I promised you I was going to give you 4 tips at the end of this video that is going to very, very drastically change your trading forever. And one of the first tips is that when you are trading cryptocurrency, to have a different broker account for it, or a different MetaTrader 4 account. There's a lot of different trading platforms that you can use, whether that be a broker or the actual exchange of the currency. I use MetaTrader 4 and Hugosway as a broker, but there are plenty of different brokers and trading platforms out there that you can use to actually invest. This is just the one that I am most familiar with and I understand to be most secure, at least for me. The first tip is to have a different account. Don't trade cryptocurrency and Forex and stocks in the same account, because you got to understand that Forex moves about 100 times slower than cryptocurrency does, and it moves 100 times slower than indices. When you're trading cryptocurrency, make sure that you're using a different account, or just an account specifically for crypto. That way you can actually manage your risk, wins and losses much easier. Tip number 2, don't over leverage. Now with cryptocurrency, if you use a 0.01 lot, it's essentially like a 0.10 lot. Once again, if you don't know what lot sizes are, please, I highly recommend watching the risk management video so you can actually understand how lot sizes and pips work together. If you invest 10 cents per pip, right, and it moves 1,000 pips in about 5 minutes. We're on the daily time frames, let's say in a day, and in a day you've already either made or lost $100. That's why risk management is so important in having a different account, because if you took the same trade on a Forex pair, I don't know, USD, JPY, it wouldn't have moved as fast as Bitcoin did. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 1, make sure that you're using a different account when you're trading crypto. Tip number 2, do not over leverage. I know you probably seen testimonials of people making $100,000 in a day, $60,000 in a day, $50,000 in a day. And unless they had really good capital, or they really know how to day trade and scout, most likely they over leverage to get the money. And that is a bad thing, because let's say you over leverage and you make $50,000 tomorrow, right? You get really happy, really excited, and you kind of have a gambler's mindset already instead of an investor's mindset. What you'll do is you'll end up losing much of that money much faster than you actually gain that money. And that's something that you don't want to do, especially if you've been trading in a foreign exchange account, building it up, and then you just lost it in one crypto trade. Those first two tips are very lucrative. I'm gonna move this line here, and let's say we got in for a buy. Right now we got in for a buy, and the chart goes up. We got in a buy at 43,636, and as you can see, price came up and came down. Now, do I really think you would be in a trade? Because a lot of people don't have patience, I'm not gonna lie. Do I really think you would have been in a trade for, I gotta see, about 2 months? No, not really. But let's say that you was in a trade and the price came up, it came back down to your entry. You could have easily prevented any losses from the chart going below your entry point by simply moving your stop loss above your entry point, or actually having to take profit for your estimated distance of what you actually wanted to gain. So if you had a goal to just make $100 and you already made your $100, either move your stop loss up so you can secure some profit, take a partial profit, or you want to actually put your take profit at that same exact position so you don't end up losing money. Because what happens is people get greedy. You're up $100, you end up being up $400, and then you check the trade next day and somehow you're negative $20. It's really important that you follow these 4 tips. Now, tip number 3. Tip number 3, when you're trading Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency pair, make sure that you have a stop loss. Now, a stop loss is really important, because if you don't have a stop loss, what can happen is you get a very sharp candle like this one right here on this screen. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what this is myself. And let's say you didn't project the trade to go down that far, and you wake up and you're negative in your account. Now, if you had a stop loss, you could have prevented your loss by a lot. And like we said, now actually, if you look at this one daily candle, I'm actually going to zoom in for this one. Excuse me, it's 2 daily candles. Let's say you got in right here for a buy. I'm going to put a yellow line here so you actually know what I'm talking about. Let's say you've seen support and resistance or whatever. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not against support and resistance, but I don't think that you should trade on support and resistance alone. I don't think it's enough detail for you to actually be sure which way the market is going. For example, if we see none of this, I can see why you would think that this chart is actually about to go up. But as you can see, it kept going down. In two candles, and we're on the daily time frame, so that means that this is 2 days worth of candles. It moved from 57,000 all the way down to 42,000. That is 15,000 pips, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 15,000 pips in a day, or in 2 days. That is a lot of pips. That means if you invested $1 per pip, that would be a $15,000 loss. If you invested 10 cents per pip, that would be a $1,500 loss in the span of 2 days, or a win. It depends on whether you bought or sold, but in this example, we bought. That's why it's important for you to have a stop loss, because if you had a stop loss of 1,000 pips, you wouldn't have even gotten close to a 50,000 pip loss, because you would have already got placed out the trade. And this goes into my next tip. Tip number 4, make sure you use a take profit, or if you don't use a take profit, make sure you move your stop loss above your entry point. Now, what this is going to do, let's say we entered a trade right here in the same spot for a sell. Actually, no, we're going to move it down. Let's say we entered a trade right here for a sell. Now, here's why you want to make sure that you have a take profit, or you actually move your number 1, make sure that you're using a different account when you're trading crypto. Number 2, don't over leverage. Number 3, make sure that you have a stop loss in place. Number 4, make sure that you have a take profit, and if you're already in profit, you can either set the take profit or move your stop loss above your entry to secure your profits. Now, if this video helped you, please hit the like button and leave a comment on your favorite pair to trade, whether it be a cryptocurrency pair, a foreign exchange pair, or if you have any video ideas or suggestions, drop it in the comments as well. And without further ado, this is I'm Christian. I'm tapping out.